Okay, today's inquiry is how can we subtract polynomials? But first, let's review how to add polynomials. So like we discussed before, the first step is to distribute your positive 1 and remove the parentheses. So let's rewrite the first polynomial. We're distributing the positive 1, which is not affecting the value of each monomial in the parentheses. The next step is to group like terms. So our like terms here are 19y squared and negative 8y squared. Our next like terms are, let me see, 16y minus 4y. And finally, negative 5 plus 8. Now that we have our like terms next to each other, all we have to do is combine the coefficients. So 19 minus 8 is 11y squared. 16 minus 4 is 12y, and the last term will be negative 5 plus 8, which is positive 3. Notice your exponents are in order from highest to lowest. This is standard form, so get accustomed to doing that. So now that we know how to add polynomials, let's move to the next step, which is subtracting polynomials. Now, subtracting polynomials is very similar to adding polynomials. The only difference is there's a subtraction sign here. So instead of adding a positive 1 in front of the parentheses, it's really a negative 1. So let's see how that affects the problem. The first step is distribute the negative 1. So you're going to distribute the negative 1 and remove parentheses. So let's rewrite this, 3y squared plus y minus 10. Now let's see how this negative 1 affects the polynomial. Negative 1 times positive 9y squared is a negative times a positive is a minus negative 9y squared. And similarly, negative 1 times a positive 2 is going to be negative 2y. Negative 1 times a negative 2 will be a positive 2. So notice all of our values of the monomials switch to signs. Alright, so now we're going to follow the same step as adding polynomials, which is group like terms. So our first set of like terms are 3y squared and negative 9y squared. Our next set is y and negative 2y. Notice I'm bringing the sign down with the monomials. You can't leave this negative up there. And the last is negative 10 plus 2. So now, we're just going to combine the like terms. So 3 minus 9 is negative 6y squared. There's an invisible 1 here. 1 minus 2 is negative y. Negative 10 plus 2 is negative 8. And then notice the exponents are ranged from highest to lowest, so this is standard form. And please be aware that you don't always have a like term to combine, and if you don't, you just bring it down. Alrighty, so stop the video and try to do the next one on your own. Now that you've completed example number 2, let's just review how to do it. So you add a negative 1, you distribute. So rewriting the first polynomial, we're going to distribute the negative 1. Negative 1 times positive 4 is negative 4x to the third. Negative times a positive.
Negative 4x to the third.
Thank you. Negative times a positive is a negative 2x squared. And a negative times a positive is a negative 5x. Next step, regrouping like terms. So 3x and negative 5x are like terms. We're going to put them next to each other. The next step is x squared and 2x, negative 2x squared. So that looks like a positive, let's change that. So we get x squared, negative 2x squared. And the last is negative 1 minus 4. Now, let's just combine the coefficients. 3 minus 5, negative 2x. There's a 1 here. 1 minus 2 is negative x squared. And negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5x to the third. Now notice, the exponents are not arranged from highest to lowest, so let's rearrange them. The highest exponent here is x to the third power, so we're going to write this monomial first, preceding negative x squared, and then negative 2x. And that's how you subtract polynomials.